All right, hello and welcome to Swing It and Ding It, presented by Draftkings Sportsbook. This is Moose along with Mays and Matthews on this freezing cold in the Philadelphia area. I did get some sim time in though yesterday, Harry.
Oh
Just
yeah,
just had to get loose. Went over to the Legacy Club. My boy Dom and I just played Pebble Beach for 12 holes and just to feel alive,
yeah. I
just to
hear you.
feel alive. Danielle, I thought I saw a picture of Turtle Creek last week. So you're out there just enjoying yourself, playing golf, no big deal.
Yeah, I mean, I know you guys always say, I can't complain about the weather, but Brennan's
No.
former college roommate, Connor Dunn, he actually played on Temple golf team for, I think, 1 or 2 years. He came down from Boston to get away from that cold up north where you guys are. We went to Turtle and we got there for lunch and it was torrential downpouring. So the course opened up back around 2. We went out to the range, hit some balls, had a little putting contest, had some fun, and then came back home to watch some football.
Nice. Well,
Yeah.
Let's not talk about football right
Oh,
now.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's almost like a curse word right now, right?
Yeah. And moves like a close call on the fantasy contest last week.
Ooh.
Sony.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Our boy Coop came in third, and you came in fourth, just a few points back from Toffee Lover, who took the prize, and then Mike R. Fox with second place. So pretty highly contested final round.
Oh yeah.
I
Big
mean,
time.
I don't know how I
Big time.
feel losing to somebody called Toffee Lover.
Toffee Lover. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't mind toffee. I don't know if I love it, but I
Yeah.
actually had a toffee milkshake from Sonic last week. That was tremendous.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sonic does it. Or
Yeah.
what is the quote? Come on, maybe we can pick up another sponsor here.
I don't know what theirs is.
I don't know what their tagline is, but maybe he's a fan of the Everton Football Club over in the Premier League because they're known as the Toffees.
Oh,
I believe one of their nicknames is the Toffees. So maybe
See,
Wow.
Harry, that's why we keep you around all this
Exactly.
great information that you have.
Yes.
Not your sports knowledge, just these fun random facts.
yeah. But we digress. And the famous phrase from a little bit of time ago was "Play better, Bryce." That play better, Grayson. Right, and it was echoed by one Rory McIlroy. And irony is an incredible thing, right? And it's amazing how things come around and work sometimes. Because you
Moose,
have
a lot of things he said hasn't been aging very well.
No.
you are not lying, but for this in particular, with him basically choking a lead in Dubai with three putting from 2 feet late in the game, and then putting his ball on 18 in the water,
Right in the
and then
drink.
you have Grayson Murray come out and win a golf tournament. I mean, the irony is just so thick there, Harry. You
Drains
cut
a
it-
40-footer.
Yeah, it was tremendous. It really was. I actually saw. I missed the end of the DP World Tour event over in Dubai, but I saw on my phone that Fleetwood won it. So then I did some investigating and found out about the 2-foot, 3-putt from 2 feet on number 14. He actually rinsed it on the 6th hole on his approach shot too earlier in the day. And then you mentioned that he rinsed it off the tee on 18, which sealed it. So, maybe it's a backhanded win for Tommy Fleetwood, but who cares? You're taking it, man. So good on him. And Grayson Murray was so solid. I mean, those approach shots on the 72nd hole where he puts it to about 2.5 feet with a wedge to make birdie and get into the playoff. And then you had, you just saw the nerves. I mean, you saw, Keegan Bradley, who had played so solid all week. All of a sudden, on that final hole, he hits it way left, and Ben On is, within 4 feet and pushes the putt, which actually broke the other way, I believe, and he just flat pushed it. Grayson Murray just, what was that? 40 feet, Danielle?
39 feet.
Yeah,
39
wow, that was
feet.
Unbelievable.
Really was. And it's so crazy when you watch these guys play because they're never out of it, right? No matter how bad their shot is, they can get the ball from anywhere onto the green.
Yeah.
But when you see that playing out, you have a feeling of how it's going to end. And Grayson's the farthest out, right? So you're like, this is at the very minimum, this is going to another playoff hole, and just sinks a bomb of a putt for his second win. His first win was 2017, Barbasol. Gets back. He's exempt through 2026. He gets into all the signature events, the Masters, the Players, the PGA. I mean, a 39-foot putt just made him a couple $1 million. There's no doubt about it.
And he's been sober for 8 months too, which, he said that if that's not the case, there's no way he's in that position. So, so good on him. We've actually had 2 sober guys back to back on the
Back to
PGA
back.
Tour. It has got me reconsidering my alcoholic consumption.
As it should. Well, yeah, maybe we need to build it up before we take it down.
Take it down,
But,
get back to neutral.
But
I do need to bring this up though. So I saw that Ben On's wife, then she put on her Instagram story. She's like, didn't even have time to like digest the loss in the playoffs. She's like, we have, 14 bags. We had to quick get on the airplane, 2 kids, whatever. She said, we're finally sitting down. And she said she like just started crying because she said she didn't even have time to process and all the emotions. But she said, he's worked so hard and so close. So
Yeah.
wasn't he suspended for like cough syrup or something like that?
yeah,
I
he's had some issues.
Yeah.
I honestly have never been the biggest fan in the world of his, just some of the stuff he says, but I know some of our people are that we're associated with, so I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, right?
Talking about not being the biggest fan, did you guys see Kip Henley's rant on Twitter after the Grayson win?
He used to be on.
He was trying to hold back, it felt like, but people were just sending him stuff nonstop.
He can't resist.
He cannot resist.
No.
I love what he said. He's like, I'd like to see you if you just, essentially lost 150 grand as your livelihood, how happy you would be in the moment. Right. And,
exactly.
I don't think it ended very well either. And, Kip is a guy that had his back, man. He was his defender on social media. So, which seems like that's the way he goes, man. If he's with you, he's with you. But, he was definitely hurt by that one.
It was sort of like Carson Wentz watching Nick Foles win the Super Bowl. You know what
exactly.
I mean?
It's like, congrats, question mark.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I mean, listen, it was at one point there were probably 8 guys that could have won that tournament on Sunday, which is what
Henley
you
was
want.
in there. Yeah,
Henley it's a T4 with Yuan, Poston, who we talked about.
Yep.
And then how about Eric Cole? He went from possibly missing the cut like in the 70s to a T13 ho hum. Like the guy is always in the top 20, usually in the top 10.
Chris Kirk in a top 20.
I'll give you a little preview,
Eric
but I have
Cole
him circled
even wrote
for this
about
week.
that on his Instagram. He said, great week in Honolulu. Went from thinking I missed the cut on Friday to finishing T13. Golf is a crazy game.
Mm-hmm.
And I have him circled. But when we see the line later, I'll talk about I have him circled for his first win. So we'll see how that goes.
Well, can't forget about the bunker shot on 17 on that par 3 from Murray. He missed
Grayson's bunker shots were incredible.
Phenomenal. And I know the broadcast team was like saying that he's could be in trouble. I said to my wife, he's got this. This is an easy shot for this guy. And he puts it to 2 feet. Yeah.
I mean, his bunker play was tremendous. He was never out of any hole. Yeah. He looked completely calm and within himself. It was an impressive win. I mean, playoff golf's amazing, right? When you get a chance, especially if it's 3 guys, not 2, it's like so much pressure on every single shot. So great opening couple tournaments here for us to start the new year.
Yeah, and a lot of people were taking umbrage with the drop that Keegan Bradley was able to get off the TIO, the temporary immovable obstruction, which we hear about each and every week on the PGA Tour, because he hit such an awful golf shot. Like, there's no way you should get that kind of a break, but that's the way it works.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, great tournament, great another great Hawaii swing, if you will. And now
the Rolfing season is over.
Rolfing season is over, and now we're moving into the meat and potatoes here of really getting things. Harry, did you have your Lulu Inside Golf thing?
That's tonight, today?
Actually. Oh, that's tonight. Tell us about that. That's a little bit different than the normal setup, right?
Yeah, we're recording. We do the teed off segments, which are at the end of Inside Golf. Which you can catch on NBC Sports Philadelphia. Harry Donahue's been hosting that forever. Moose, you've been on it. I've been on it from time to time. I'm going over there tonight. We're doing a live show. So we're doing the teed off segment.
Do it live.
In front of a live audience that's going to be imbibed with beers, probably from like 4 o'clock on. So it could get a little loud, could get a little rowdy, but it sounds like a fun time to me. So that'll be
a good time. Yeah.
Great group of guys over there. So I'm sure that will be a blast for sure. So, let's go through some of the golf news stories. You have Brandel Chambly, who's going to be the lead analyst of the Amex, going for that role. I can take Brandel in small doses.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could listen to him for 4 hours pontificating and using words that I have to get the dictionary and the thesaurus for.
You see, Kisner's just got
What's another word for thesaurus? Anybody
I don't
know?
know.
I
I have
don't know.
no
Okay.
idea. Kisner's just got to go on and lose his card. I mean, just get in the booth, lose your card,
Do
get in
it
the
for
booth.
us.
Yeah,
Do it for the
exactly.
people.
Because
Come on.
I mean,
Be a
we
man of the
don't need
people.
any Brandel Chambly in here. I know Kisner's in the field. He missed the cut last week, so I'm just saying, like maybe he misses the cut. It's a 3-day cut though at this event, so he'd only be available for Sunday if they wanted to try to convince him to come up into the booth because it's three different golf courses this week.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
Yep.
We'll take him on Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have Jay Monahan getting the royal treatment over in Saudi Arabia. So
Yeah.
let's see if this thing moves forward than a framework. When are we getting from a framework, to the frame here? Because it's the longer it goes and the more rumors you hear. John Rahm's building out his team. Wyndham Clark now, and usually with these where there's smoke, there's fire, right? There haven't been too many that have been wrong.
Mhm.
So is that another big name? They would have 3 of the 4 major winners right from last year, I believe, or this year, last year on there. So I wonder what's going to come out of that visit. You know,
I know a lot of people are making, a big deal out of the fact that Monahan went over there. I mean, not everything takes place in the United States. I mean, this is a, multiple. It's a worldwide event basically. If these two tours find a way to get together, so the fact that he had to go over to Saudi Arabia, I don't think anything of it. Jimmy Dunn, though, who was a part of that initial framework agreement that kind of surprised all the players, was actually in that Pro-Am last week at Dubai, in that Dubai Invitational. That was a Pro-Am, and he was a part of that. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's been meeting with people over there too.
Yeah. Yep. No doubt about it. What else we have? Oh, our golf outing. More and more to come. I'm actually going to have to pull back on the early bird special. I said the end of February. I'm going to shut it down at the end of January just because we're getting a solid amount. I want to give people, listen, here's the deal. If you're going to sign up for the outing anyway, sign up now and you're registered for a trip for 2 to Casa de Campo.
Right.
You'll probably have about maybe a 1 in 50 chance of winning that thing. So pretty good odds. So make sure you get in. It helps us because, we have deposits and things that we need to secure. So really excited to roll that back out this year. And then our DraftKings contest, still a couple spots remaining. They've been fun, man. And again, last week, no one had the winner,
right?
At least in the top 5, 6, 7.
Well, you got to get in there. What time do we have until
they probably tee off here pretty soon. It's 6:51.
Am I going to multitask and do this right now?
Yeah, I don't know if we'll still have time, but give it a shot and take.
But nobody had the winner, and no wonder, because Chris Kirk was 125 to 1 when he won at the Century, and Grayson Murray was 300 to 1 last week. So these guys are coming out of nowhere.
Oh yeah, big time. So Danielle, I know we want to spill some tea, but if you're signing up for DraftKings for the contest, we can hold off.
I'm multitasking, but if we want to go out of order, I mean, I can. You want me to go right into it? I can.
All right. Yeah. Might as well.
Yeah, well, you already mentioned Brandel, so that was one of my points there. But Twitter was fuming, so if you guys are looking for some afternoon entertainment, just go on X or Twitter, if you will, and type in Brandel in the booth, and you'll see some fun comments similar to what Moose just said there. 2-time Masters champ Bernhard Langer announced this will be his last Masters. So random timing to announce that, but he came out with that. Daniel Berger. Now, we mentioned this earlier that I said, I think last year, I was like, he's coming back. We heard he was coming back, but this time official, making his first start back since 2022 US Open due to a back injury. And actually, while I was at Turtle, I had some random older gentleman walk up to me and tell me that fun fact. So after looking online and digging around, I did see it was true. So Berger will make his first appearance since 2022. So we'll see him this week.
Yeah, and he was 45 to 1 last I looked, Danielle and Moose. That's pretty good odds for a guy who hasn't teed it up since you said since they were at the country club back in Boston in 2022.
And Harry and Moose, we just talked about Willie Z. We talked about Tiger. We talk about, trying to have your body just withstand 4 rounds of tournament golf. I haven't seen him pop up on any Corn Ferry events or any South Florida golf tours, nothing like that. So I'm probably not going to put him in my lineup here.
Right.
And I'm probably not going to say I'm going with those odds. So
it's interesting. He's sitting at 8,000 on DraftKings ahead of guys like Eric Van Roy and Billy Horschel, Will Zalatoris, Patton Kazire, Nick Taylor, Matt Wallace, Matt Kuchar.
I mean, maybe they know something I don't.
Oh, so he's down to 8,000 though?
Yeah.
Okay, so he was 4,500 a few days ago.
Okay.
Did you lock him in here?
No.
He's not touching it.
No.
Yeah.
You would have lost incredible value if you would have taken that anyway. I was very surprised at that number.
Yeah.
So, and it was sort of like Gary Woodland last week. I mean, he's coming out of being on the shelf for a bunch of months.
Yeah.
So
is that all the tea, Danielle?
That's all I have today.
All right. Good tea. Appreciate it.
Well, now did you see Sam Burns lost a bet?
No.
Justin
he had
Thomas?
a shave.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, Burns went to LSU and JT went to Bama. So these guys love college football and they're all about it. And apparently Burns had a bet with JT. The loser would have to carve something, do something into their head. And Burns has done this before. I think when he played the Ryder Cup, I think he had USA or something in there. So he's no stranger to this, but he put the RTR, roll tide roll, on it.
That's amazing.
Carved it into his head, and JT took a picture of it, put it up on social media. It was kind of funny.
We have a really good friend, Jeremy Walsh. I think you guys met him at the NEPA Invitational. He played golf for a while. He's now runs his parents' business, but he is a huge diehard Jets fan. Even fantasy plays with his heart. Like drafts all Jets teams, doesn't win one fantasy.
That's a tough life.
Game. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Long story short, a couple years ago, my friend Connor and I bet him. It was a Bears Jets game, and he ended up losing, and we had to shave his head. So we shaved all types of stuff into it about a week before Thanksgiving. Family photos, and his mother was not happy. So shout out to Jeremy Walsh showing something very similar. And it's a fun bet to make, when it's not your hair on the line.
Yeah, well, I'd say JT didn't have that ultimate confidence though in his squad, or he would have made all those Georgia guys shave RTR into their scalp. When Bama beat Georgia in the SEC championship game, I guess he wasn't that confident.
Yeah, and it always looks like Sam Burns does it himself, right?
I think
these
so
guys have
too,
enough money to get a good barber in there to make it look good. It always looks like he just does it with his left hand.
Right.
But,
I mean, that makes it even better though, right?
No stenciling going on there.
No.
But
is that how they do that, Moose?
Yeah, sometimes. Well, a lot of the good guys are freehand, but I guess if you were doing it on your own, that might help you.
Jeez.
But I don't have any experience there personally, firsthand.
Yeah, guys, did I mention this last week? I didn't remember when I said that the general manager of the Grove, Ken Wired, I believe I'm saying that right. He was in the field. Did we discuss that on here last week?
No, I don't think we really. No.
Yeah, because we've talked about, maybe it was just talking with some of the guys or whatever, that we're just general golf talk. But we've talked about, when athletes get into the field and things like that it's like, okay, like we understand that maybe they have some pull, they have some attraction, they're going to bring new fans to the game. Maybe, a basketball fan's going to turn on golf for the first time, but you wonder why guys like this sometimes get these exemptions and they're taking a spot away from all these other guys that are trying to get in all the time. He shot 87, 82, 82, 86. Combined 53 over, 72 shots behind Tommy Fleetwood.
Wow. Now that was in the
Harry, you should have got an exemption.
That was in the DP World Tour invitational thing. Wow.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Wow.
72 shots behind Tommy Fleetwood.
I'm jealous.
So
of
you're
this
saying
sport.
there's a chance, right?
Yeah, right. Jeez.
Wow, tremendous. Well, we do have a pro-am situation this week too, right? The first three rounds, when we look at the American Express full field, as first three rounds will have a pro-am element. You have world number one Scotty Scheffler. You have 5 and 6 Xander and Cantlay. It's an interesting way that this is set up with 3 courses. We will not do the courses of courses. We'll get to Harry Mays in a second and just stick with the TPC Stadium. But past winners: Siwoo Kim, Adam Long, Adam Landry. You have Tony Finau, Jason Day, Grayson Murray coming back to this one. So a really good event, Harry. But let's talk about the course, of course.
Yeah, 10 of the top 25 in the official World Golf Rankings are actually teeing it up. So it's surprising that it is actually this good, being not an elevated event. You mentioned the 3 courses, La Quinta, the Nicklaus Tournament course, which is right there at PGA West in that complex, and then the PGA West Stadium course, which is a Pete Dye. I've actually played 2 of the 3. I've played La Quinta and the Stadium course. It's you want to talk about a trip, go out to Palm Springs. I mean, it's golfing paradise in the desert. But water is going to be in play on the Stadium course on 8 of the 18 holes, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 13, 17, and 18. There's 4 par 5s. All these courses are par 72s. There's going to be a lot of birdies. 4 par 3s. One can measure up to 250 plus yards. That's the number 6 hole. The closing holes, 15, the long par 4, green really protected short and left by tons of bunkers and grass mounding, the typical Pete Dye stuff. 16th is a par 5, can stretch out to 600 plus yards. They call it San Andreas Fault because there's this gigantic deep bunker on the green side to the left. And I was actually in this thing. And I'm telling you, it's like you're 3 stories down from the green complex. It's unbelievable.
Wow.
And the 17th hole is Alcatraz. It's another island green. Pete Dye, of course, designed this in a lot of similarities to TPC Sawgrass. Only goes to about 170 yards, but there's water and jagged rocks all around the green and a pot bunker short left. And then the par 4 18th called Coliseum has water all up the left side. So it's in play off the tee, like Rory McIlroy's shot last week would have definitely found the water here on this one. And then the approach is in play all up the left side of the green. So, but there's a bunch of short par 4s, 2, 17, 12, and 14 are all under 400 yards. Lots of birdies this week. They're going low.
How about you had John Rahm was the winner here in 23?
Yeah.
And at 22, Hudson Swafford. Remember Hudson Swafford?
He's on live. Yeah.
You don't, but you see very little from him.
He's won here twice, I believe, Hudson Swafford.
Yeah, and then Siwoo in 21. Great stats as always from our buddy Jeff Ulrich at the Fantasy Grind. Make sure you follow him, a frequent guest on our show. 13 of 14 played in 1 of 2 at least in Hawaii. The year that they're in right now. The past 11 winners, 7 played in the Sony and 5 had made the cut. 10 of 11 played at least once in this tournament in the past.
Okay.
So interesting stats to look at as we move towards see the line and get an idea of who we think is going to win places show.
Adding to that, Moose, 21 of the top 50 in the world golf rankings, 7 past champions, 6 players champions, and 7 major champions.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Good field.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'll kick it off with see the line because I see it.
You do.
All right?
I see it.
I see it for Eric Cole. I see it at 3,500. I like him in this. Another one of our guys, Austin Eckroat, I like him in the top 10. He's at 900. That's a pretty juicy number. I mean, you can't mess with Scheffler, right? I mean, you can, but he's plus 550, and then it jumps to 1,000 to Cantlay. I do like Cantlay, even though it's not the greatest odds at 1,000. He has a 9th place finish here. And then Adam Hadwin, he's got a T2 in 19, a T3 in 18, a T2 in 17 at 5,000. I'm going to take him. And then JT Poston, I think he's hanging around and playing well.
Yeah.
And it's not a bad number at 3,000.
Yeah, that's great. I put out a tweet last night, for some long shots because this has been a long shot event outside of John Rahm winning last year. Your boy, Eric Van Rooyen, plus 10,000. 100 to 1, Moose. Get on him right now. Adam Schenk, plus 8,000. Keith Mitchell's been playing well here of late, plus 8,000. Bo Hostler, I seem to like a lot for some reason, and I usually do not like him, plus 7,500. And Patton Kizzire always plays well here. He's about plus 8,000 to win. So those are just some of the long shots. I like Montgomery at plus 230 in a top 20. Our guy Poston in a top 20 at plus 140, and Kizzire at plus 360 in a top 20.
Good stuff. Make sure you check out DraftKings Sportsbook. We will we'll be relaunching our promos and everything with them soon as we get deeper into the season. So make sure you check it out and join our DraftKings contest on a weekly basis. It's a lot of fun.
And the one and done.
I'm in. I got in.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you're in.
Oh, good.
I'm in. I multitask.
One and done Wednesday.
Yeah, one and done Wednesday. We have a Wednesday start.
Oh wait, you got to invite me to that one. But sometimes in being in Florida, I can't get into everything. I can do the fantasy. Sometimes I can't get into the others. But We do have to talk about it. Moose, before you got on, Harry and I were talking. Corn Ferry kicked off. They just wrapped up their first event yesterday. It ended in the Bahamas. So Jeremy Paul, one of the twins, he won shooting a final round 4 under, 17 under total. And our friend at the show, Kevin Roy, birdied the last 3 to shoot 4 under, 16 under total, finishing solo second. So,
Nice.
yeah. That was kind of cool. And then they finish the second swing of the Bahamas, continues this week. One of my favorite spots, Abaco Club, our friend of the show, also Jason Bales, going over with a bunch of players he has there. So lots of golf going on this week. The LPGA season also kicks off this week. They're in Orlando at the Hilton Grand Vacations Tournament of Champions. So
Awesome.
no shortage of golf at all this week.
Yeah, and don't forget about Tano. He finished T21 in the Corn Ferry event.
Tano did. Let's
yeah,
go.
Tano
Yeah.
did. But he was 4 under for the final round, 7 under overall. He was tied with Bud Cauley, who was making his first appearance since coming back from a bad car accident. He's actually going to be teeing it up at the Phoenix Open here in a few weeks on the PGA Tour, but trying to get his status back. And he actually finished T21. So it's good to see that.
Yeah, these early Corn Ferry events, it's pretty cool to be watching. You have, Sean O'Hare was in the field, Jeff Overton, Kevin Roy, as you just said, Tano Goya, Kyle Westmoreland, a lot of the PGA Tour rookies from last year who are trying, Max McGreevy. I mean, you go through this list and, a lot of people always say like the Corn Ferry talent is insane. And it really is. Denny McCarthy, is that right? He played? Oh no, Dan McCarthy. Also, we got to get Dan on the show. He had a medical too. I believe that was probably his first event back and made the cut and finished T25. So good
now,
for
is
Dan.
he related to Denny?
No,
okay.
He's not. Nope.
Okay.
But I saw D McCarthy. I was like, wait, why would Denny be playing the Corn Ferry event?
He should have won it.
Yeah, by 20.
Yeah.
But yeah, Dan has been out there for a while. Then he was out in the medical and is making his return back. So we'll have to get him on the show and see how his recovery is going and see how it is out there. And nice start for him coming back T25.
Yeah,
and you mentioned good stuff, guys. I'm actually heading to 5 Iron Golf in Fishtown tonight with our boy Dan Hirschberg from the AGS Tour and the great Chill Moody, among other couple guys. So it should be fun.
Oh, so they have a location in Fishtown too?
They do, right next to the Fillmore. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Okay. Good spot.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I'm going to Ocean Reef this week. We're going to be slumming it, checking that out. B's going to be playing some golf.
Now, where is that? Where is that?
Right in the Keys.
Oh, okay.
But it's supposed to be paradise, like pickleball, tennis, swimming, obviously a golf oasis. So clubs are already packed up in the car. We'll see what we can do this weekend. Yeah.
It should be 75 degrees down there for
you.
I know Brandon's like, oh, you could lay by the pool. I'm like, unless it's like 85, I don't think so. But yeah, we're heading down there tomorrow morning. So
I'm going to go buy some more rock salt, more snow coming Friday.
Yeah, Friday we're getting 2.5 inches.
Also, guys, I need to let you know that I am heading to the PGA show with our friends Brad Faxon and Jason Bale. So I will be there on Tuesday. We're going to do some behind the scenes stuff with Scotty Cameron before it opens to the public. So I will get on our Instagram, Twitter, and I'll be putting some stuff up if there's anything you guys want to see, any new products coming out that I find that maybe I can say, hey, send the team some. We're going to test them out and let the rest of our golf friends know how they go. So I'll take a look this week, but I'm heading up on Tuesday and I'll be there for the next couple of days. So let me know if there's anything in particular you want to see.
Compile some leads for Mike Powers to call on.
There we go. Mike, you're going to be busy.
All right, good stuff, guys. Appreciate the time. Always fun talking about this part of the season because this is when it starts to get really interesting. More to come on the Live PGA framework deal. We'll see if anything comes out of those week-long meetings in Saudi Arabia. And we will be back next week to see who won, if it was any of these people that played, anyone that we talked about, hopefully. And good luck in the contest. See you next week.
Bye, guys.